Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good. Before we jump back at code, let's see if there's something to review. Well, there's always something to review. We have more people putting up reviews than actually reviewing code. So putting up changes and reviewing. Yeah, so it just keeps on piling and piling and piling. Yeah. Okay. Functions filing. Oh boy. Okay, let's see what we currently have approved. What we can finalize a merge. Okay, that's not too much. I think this one we can merge right away, if I'm not mistaken. Refactor logic start new game and reset. Start refactor. Simplify. How about we say simplify code in how about we say simplify code in start new game, init and reset. Simplify code in game logics, start new game, init, reset, start new game. Simplify some code in game logics. Init, reset, start new game. Let's say in game logics functions. Simplify some code. In game logic functions, init, reset, start new game. Simplify code in game logic functions. Simplify code in game logic functions. Just game logics, init, reset, start new game. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, and I assume that he has this is identical across both games, yeah? Hopefully. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I assume that this is identical. Okay. Then click here, and then we wait for this to build. Yeah, okay. And then we merge. Okay. Good. The next is, let's take a look at this one again. Okay, this one still has pending comments. And this one also has pending comments. Okay. Then we have these two here. This one here at the bottom, well, that's still bugged. Good, then let's see what we do here. I would either then write it in full, this bug fix disables, or use commit time disable. Stash. Disable the old UV adjustment for class. Yeah, I would just leave the comment as is. I think it's fine. We use it all the time already anyway. Okay, what about this? Draw the dynamic lights properly on the entirety of the drawable map region. What did you say? Fix dynamic light. Okay, let me see. Now it draws the dynamic lights properly. Now it draws. not comments. Maybe you can also say not rust. Nice. Okay. Okay, then revert it. Comments. Okay, good. Then I will merge these next. And then what else can we look at? Review. Review. Let's see. This one. Let's look over it again. Yeah. So type def, blah, 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 weapon template map. Okay. That's fine. Clear. Yep. So iterator find key. Yep. If IT is not that, return. Okay, that works. Name key equals that. Yes. New weapon template. Okay. Let me see if there's any like erasure of this thing. If he missed something here, like a delete or something, like an erase. No, there's a pushback. There's a clear. That's it. Okay, fair enough. Reset weapon template. WT. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is redundant. Weapon template is already reset in iteration above. This will corrupt the memory allocator. Weapon template is already deleted. Deleted is override. A second. Is override. This is redundant work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like he doesn't understand that this is doing the same as the one above. Yeah, he doesn't understand that the containers point to the same data, and that effectively he's doing the same work twice, right? It's not. It's. I already raised this. He still didn't understand it. So I think he conceptually doesn't understand that we have now two containers holding the same data. Yeah. Yeah, but okay, I can just add this comment here. The template's already, weapon template is already loaded in iteration above. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all this is obsolete. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. Mm-hmm. Still not right. Could need to be replicated to generals when done. Good, so he did fix this one. I think he did change that. He did not address this, but I added a new comment. He did resolve this, okay. Good, then correct packed struct field types. Okay, he did not work on this. There's this. Linux build support and comprehensive documentation. Build Linux. Install to game. Docker-based build script for Linux. Claude MD. Building. I'm not happy of having a Claude MD there. Copilot instructions. Yes, plus this should not be in top level, but somewhere hidden away. There already also is a .github / so I would expect these things to sit together. So wiki. Perhaps this should go to journals wiki. That historic that repository currently explains the build steps, right? So if we look at wiki here, and then here the guides here, using CMake and so on here, build guides. Build configuration. Also already Linux builder, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's probably all AI generated code here. I don't care for it, really. Okay, so this is build and doc. Good, so these two fixes we can merge, I would say. Disable old UV adjustment for clips, bug fix, height map. Delete branch. Okay, and then this one here. Mhm. 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 Okay. Okay, delete branch. There we go. Okay, so that is done. Let's take a look at this one here again. Issue description is logic, blah, blah, blah. City cast is not needed, get template returns short, but the +1 invokes integer promotion. Does it? So isn't the cast needed for the narrowing conversion back? I can't get any compiler to warn for it at the moment though, but maybe I'm not trying with the right compiler flags. Yeah, this is S1 auto conversion from const into unsigned shorts. Okay. Well then. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Good. Bug mages, stability. Each match to avoid mismatches after loading customer. So this is thing factory. He says thing factory. Yeah. Let me make it lowercase letters. Thing factory. Reset thing template ID for each match. Say reset thing template ID. After clearing template overrides. So it's this reset function, and it will delete the overrides, right? Go through all templates and delete any overrides. Yeah. Reset thing. Reset. Thing template. Reset thing template. Clearing. Reset. Reset next thing template ID. After clearing all. After clearing map template overrides. Clearing map template overrides to avoid mismatches after loading a custom map. Say clearing custom map template overrides to avoid mismatches in the next game session. The next multiplayer game session. Reset thing template ID. After clearing custom map template overrides to avoid mismatches in the next multiplayer game session. Okay. To avoid, let's say, to avoid mismatch. CNC mismatch. Okay. Milestone is major bug fixes or stability fixes. Major bug fixes. Okay, it needs to be replicated in generals. Needs to be replicated in generals. Okay, what about this one? Fixed X for order, fixed command, removed X for macro. Let's see. Removed because loading its value is necessary and unnecessary. Okay, X was save 7, 8, okay. Version smaller 7. Trigger tinting, okay. Previous tint status 0, okay. I think that makes a lot of sense. This right now is in generals MD, so it needs to be replicated in generals. Looks correct. Okay. This one needs a review. I remember that Cabal asked to look at 1963. 1963. Let's see. 1963. Decouple material opacity of detected stealth models from render updates. Okay. Two commits, perhaps open two polls with each proposal. Does this still work correctly? Founding the game. Static inline. But static inline and drawable means it's all drawables will use the same. It mismatches with what he wrote here. It's not implicit but explicit, as the logic code would set the value back to 1. Not setting the value directly, but setting a boolean so that the render code can check that to set the value back. Well, static lower the update rate to once per second and increase the minimum opacity. Lower the update rate to once per second and increase the minimum opacity to 0.1. That looks good to me. But it's a data change, right? The rate. If this is data controlled, then you can do that in patch, but not in code. You can open a task in patch and refer to that video and task and patch and provide a video comparison. Let's game patch. Static inline in class means all drawables. Oh, let me look at this code first. Oh boy. Okay, that looks more complicated now. Oof. Allow refill second material pass opacity. Allow refill. If not, this game halted. Oh boy. My first hunch here on this one is that it's overcomplicated. That's my first instinct here, because it's just it looks already complicated, and I expect it's not that complicated. So this is a pity of this. Like, oh, it would probably be much less work to just implement it correctly right from the get-go. With this review, the work is much harder than just doing it, right? Because now I need to understand what he's doing here. Oh boy. How about we go to main branch and so the issue is it looks very complicated. Yeah, so I'm reluctant to try to make sense of it. I would like to look at the original implementation and see what exactly is necessary to do. Yeah. So the bug is, he didn't describe the bug, but I think we discussed it here. Get simple, blah 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 blah. Let's just search for this stuff here. Good, so dead folks don't stealth anyway. Default draw is to just call the database defined draw. Draw will draw, chin status frenzy is false, effectively dead. Dead folks don't stealth anyway. Keep fading any edel. What? So, drawable draw. I remember we looked at it already a couple of weeks ago, but I already forgot all of this. So, very transparent material, blah blah. So, it's effectively dead. We set it to 0. Dead folks don't stealth. If second material pass opacity is larger than this, 0.001, 10 we multiplied by this scalar. Okay. For draws, we just call it data. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Opacity min 0.01. Very transparent material pass. Yeah. Okay, so non-controlling material pass. Okay, let me try to understand the issue again. Update tends to be called every 15 logic frames for every step detector and sets the opacity value back to 1. Draw multiplies opacity by this. For a single step detector, the lowest opacity value is equal to that. With 70 render frames, this becomes that. This is below the minimum threshold. And so the original model starts to become visible again. It's not overly complicated, but since opacity decreases logarithmically, we need to calculate the right scalar value. Increase it slightly to a more sensible number. Okay. Can't we just say keep fading? So real opacity. Why don't we just use draw? Why don't we just opacity, material pass opacity larger, very keep fading to 0. Yeah. Imitate stealth look. Stealth look, disguised enemy. So I have a hunch on how this should be implemented. But I first need to find the place where it's being reset, which is probably here. This one. Yeah, here, the Stiff Detector update. Evil hack. This whole heat vision thing is effed. Don't want it on mines, but no good way to do that. Hack. Great. Always good to see hacks. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Sleep. Update sleep. Yeah, yeah. Stiff Detector update. Okay, so hint detected while unstiffed. What the hell is that? Hint detectable. Oh, okay. Uh, um, okay, it's not that simple. Zero, zero. Okay. So, it's easy. Set second material pass opacity. Second material pass opacity. Heat vision opacity. Heat vision opacity. Oh, okay. So the problem is this thing here. That on every render update it does this evolution, right? And so well, so I think the first step here is to let's first do this. Let's fix the tabs first, okay. Okay, then do this. Then we add this comment here. Then this comment here. Okay. Good. So that's step one. Just reformat this shit. Okay. Then here we would need to get the frame pacer, and we would just get the logic timescale over FPS ratio, right? So that would be real. How do we call it? Timescale. Timescale. Good. So that would avoid blinking fast, right? Yeah. And then the next step would be to times equals there's a problem here though. This one will reach 0 and then this would become 0 if we pause the game. So we need to do this one needs to be written differently. I think we do this times this times this, then minus equals let's just say if time scale, but that's also wrong. Hold on, time scale. Time scale 0. Well, let's say so. Let's say we have 0.8 times 0.33. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't seem right. It needs to be higher. So 0.8 times. So if this time scale is scale. Oh. 0.8. We need to somehow write this in a way that we scale this guy. So how do we do that? What do we do if we have 0.8 divided by 0.33? Can we do that? It's 224. Well, that's not right. Would have to so const real step, let's say opacity step, and that is this times this, right? And then then opacity, let's call it opacity frame, opacity step. opacity step is this minus this minus this, and then times time scale, right? That's a step. And then if this one is 0, then this step is 0. And then here we do minus equal opacity step. I think this is correct now. Good. So this should decouple the opacity change from logic, and it should also work when we pause game, because then time scale will be 0, right? So time scale, opacity frame, second material pass opacity times this, yeah. Opacity step, this is where we currently add minus our target frame, and then we scale it, yes, okay. This looks correct to me. This looks correct. Good. And now there's one more issue. One more issue, that you can have multiple step detectors resetting this to 1, right? That's the other issue. So it's 2 issues. How do we solve that? So the issue comes from this one, right? Where other people set this to some value. 1.0 f particle system grids. Set second material pass opacity. Hint detected while unstealthed. Hint detectable. Stealth update. What is this? Where is this called? Update. Allowed to stealth. Ooh. Okay, I don't know what that shit is. Okay, let's test the current change. Good. Okay, that takes forever. Oh boy. Let me take a look at this one here. Use packed structs. Refactors all, blah, blah. This is network major refactor. Good. I think we need to load a save game. Load game. I think Chile 2? Chile 2? This one? The one where we play against Prince Kassad. I think it's this one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, nice stalls. Deadly. Oops. Good. Okay, I hit a breakpoint. Okay, so there are some enemies. So what do we do? First we enable cheat for instant build. Yeah? Let's get some quads here. Okay, and then put some quads here. get another... let's move these forward. Let's get another radar van. Very ambitious here. Oh, that was weird. Okay, let's drive forward here. Let's try to find a building. Okay, I'm trying to find some building here that we can detect, maybe. Would be great. Oh, there's some building. Well, it's pretty tiny, but maybe we can work with that. I would like to have a bigger one. Lots of mines here. There's a sniper. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My radar van. Almost died here. Oh, he wants to kill my radar van. It's very cheeky. Let's pick up the scrap here. I want to detect a building, please. Some nice building. Uh-oh. Oh, he almost killed my radar van. Aha. There we have some building. Well, now it's dead. Uh-oh. Okay, I have troubles finding some building that we can stealth detect here. My radar van is almost dead. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, I have troubles finding here some guy, but let's look at this guy here. Man, I just would like to move in front of a building. Yeah. Oh. He has killed my radar van at last. Okay, I'm not having much success here on this mission. Oh boy, I'm stuck. Okay, let's get over here with the worker. Oh, holy shit. Well, hopefully he gets through there. Oh, holy so much danger here. Mm-hmm. Good. So the goal is to let's put the GPS scrambler here. There we go. Wow, big attack here. Good. Let's take these guys and rush. Okay. Oops. Okay, can we maybe work with this tunnel here? Yeah, let's work with this tunnel here for now. So if we have 2 radar vans there, then that's fine as well. Okay, let's increase. Let me take a save game first. Save GLA 2. Steph detect. Okay, so render FPS is 30 right now. Let's change it to. Okay, so that doesn't work. 90. What happens if we pause the game? That works. Okay, so pausing works, but that does not. Why not? What did we just touch? Let me see. Opacity frame. Timescale. Okay. Actual logic timescale over FPS ratio. Let's put a breakpoint in here. 0 because it's paused right now. Okay. Let's unpause. Let's put a breakpoint. Timescale is 1. Actual logic timescale over FPS is 1. Okay, well, that's unexpected. Yeah. Why is this 1? Shouldn't this be grams ratio to min 1 because the logic frame rate is currently capped by the render frame rate? It's because the logic timescale is, there we go. Okay, that's correct. So the logic is now 30 FPS and the render update is 90 FPS. Okay, so that's correct. So now it's decoupled, and as you can see, it blinks correctly. Okay, that's already good. And now let's try to figure out the problem with the double detection. Double reset. I don't see a problem here. So it must be this guy, right? This one. And then step detector update, this one, yeah? So this is being called update, watch this. What is this? This is step detector update. I only see one pointer down here. Okay, so for some reason we only get one reset and not two. That's unexpected. Okay, let's remove both of them. Let's move this guy here. Oh, this guy is... Huh? This guy is not step detecting. Oh, no, it is. It has a different range. Does it not? Let's move him closer. Aha, now we can see the bug. Okay. So now it blinks twice, as we can see. Let's take another save game here. Save. Step detect. No. Step detect 2. Okay, so now this guy here is being called by two different guys. So this guy and this guy. Yeah, and they one comes after the other. They take turns. Yeah. Good. Okay, so it's two different bugs, right? It's not just one bug, it's two bugs. The first bug we already fixed, that's about the decoupling from the render FPS, that's done. But this one, how can we fix it the most elegant way? Second material pass opacity. Yeah. Second material pass opacity. Here you can say. With the least amount of changes. So the problem is that we have two detectors, step detectors, and they both reset the opacity to 1 in their own updates, right? Okay, so the way that Cabal has solved this is by setting a Boolean flag that it now wants to reset it. But maybe there's a better way to do this. Let's think about this now. How can we do this? Second material pass opacity. Second material pass opacity. Second material pass opacity. It's not just the step detect update. There's some other guy here. Detectable while unstealthed. Evil hack. That draw. How can we solve this? Is it even desirable to solve? So if we move away, then it becomes normal again. Evil hack. This whole heat vision thing is effed. How can we do this? We need to set second material pass. Second material pass. Maybe we can say. Pass. Stuff detector update. Can we? I mean, we have to set some sort of flag, right? Or set 50. Can reset. Maybe what we could say is if it already is, if it still is above a certain threshold, then we don't change it. So. But that's also a bit fishy. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. There must be an elegant way. I just can't think of it right now. But I'm pretty confident that I'll get there. So we have two detectors. When one guy sets it to 1, it's still the opacity is still pretty high, yeah, and then it repeats over and over. And this is how we get the faster blinking, yeah. Let's think about this. Yeah, one solution here is to say that if it still has a good enough opacity, then we don't change it, right? So it's being set to 1 here, friendly detected. With fade. Set second material. So let's second. Yeah, I would say. So this is only called from 2 places, right? Detectable by unstamped. Detectable. Yeah, so I would say material. Opacity. Maybe we just say here if gets material pairs opacity is larger or is smaller than a certain value, like I don't know, we'll have to figure that out, then we reset, yeah. We just need to figure out what kind of value we put here. Let's think about it. So we have a rate, update rate, this one here. Mark is detected. Update +1 is necessary to ensure it stays detected. Then we are called again. Mark is detected. till we are called again. Till we are called again. Mark is detected. Ensure it stays detected till we are called again. Mark is detected stuff. Frames. Frames. Detection expires. So the issue called every 15 logic frames. So the problem I see here, if we would skip some blinking, where is it? Here. If we would skip some of the blinking with this guard here, then we would like not reset it to 1, and then, but we would still mark it as detected, and then maybe what happens is then that the unit, one of the detector dies, and then the stealth units is marked as detected longer than we actually see it, right? So yeah, how do we do this? How do we deal with this? Yeah, so that's a bit of a problem. Like, we don't want to run into the scenario where we skip the setting the opacity to 1, and then it's detected longer than we can actually physically see it in the game, right? Because then the unit would still shoot on it even though we no longer see it, right? We want to avoid that scenario. But at the same time, we also want to avoid a scenario in the other direction where it would blink again, but it would not be marked as detected, right? So you would still see it, but the unit would not actually shoot on it automatically, right? Because it's not marked as detected. So logically it's not visible, but it's visual on the client. Like, we can see it by the blinking, by this here, right? So yeah, that's a bit of a dilemma here. I mean, the timings are really tight, so it's probably not so obvious, but it would be good to have it technically solid, right? To not run into these kind of discrepancies. How do we solve this? I probably explained this really poorly. Let me try to make it paint. Yeah. So let me get a brush here. Where's the brush? Here's a brush. So here is a, well, it's a bit fat. So here's a timeline. Yeah. Timeline T. And then here we have, let's say these are 15 frames. Yeah. 15 frames. And then here we have another 15 frames. And so we have two step detectors. And then the first step detector is detecting it here. And the second one is detecting it here. And then again here, right? And the red one is detecting it here. So two step detectors, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. And then we mark it. We mark the unit detected. The unit is detected here and here and here and here. And the opacity is also reset. Yeah, opacity or 1. Opacity is set to 1 again, right? Oh, each of these. But this means that the blinking is interrupted, right? So usually the blinking takes these 15 frames. But then if we have like another detector here, then it's halved. Yeah, 7, 8 frames, whatever. So the question is how can we make it visually pleasing but not violate the detection rule? Like if we detect here and the red guy dies, it's just a green guy left. Yeah. Then we still need to have this 1 second here, the 15 frames of this opacity fade, right? Starting from here up to here until the next detection. When this guy dies, and let's say this guy also dies, then and we skip this opacity refresh, then the opacity would already fade here at this point, but it would still be detected for this duration, right? Starting from here, 15 frames or so, right? So it's a bit of a dilemma. How can we solve this? Well, we can make sure that well, we would need to make sure that the fade is always longer. We would need to make sure that the fade is always longer than 15. That the fade can take 30. Does that make sense? disappears really quickly. I have the impression that this guy detects much further than this guy. They are not the same units. One radar van is better than the other. Interesting. How do we solve this? So if I don't know. Another way would be to say there's another way we could do it. But that's a logic change. We could say if it already is marked as detected right now, then we don't mark it again. Could do that. Yeah. But that would change. That would change. That would change the logic. In my opinion, this behavior does not explain the issue that we are seeing. Like, okay, this is just a matter of like taste, right? Whether it's blinking multiple times or not. But we have seen issues where we don't see oof. Okay, so there we see an issue. Why does this happen? This is the issue we are worried about. I'm not so worried about this blinking here, this double blinking. This is a problem here. Why does this happen? To me, it looks like a logic bug because I also hear the stealth detector updates all the time. So the building is blinking correctly, but something is wrong with the soldiers here, see? They are disappearing. Let me take a save game of this. Stealth detect 3. Stealth detect 3. Oh, now it's gone? Oh, there they are. Yeah, so why is this happening? Oh, we made changes here. Let me revert this shit. Update rates 15. Okay, so this one, let me well, stuff. Why is this happening? It doesn't help that that we have now multiple things being detected here. That adds more noise in the scene. I don't know where to put the breakpoint now. It's totally overcomplicated here. Hello, refilled second material pass. So I wonder, does this change actually fix decouple material of detected stealth models from an update? Oh, it doesn't actually fix the bug. It only attempts to decouple. Okay, well, that we have already done. Okay, how do we fix this shit here? It's weird. does it happen? Stuff update. Is this being called? No. So I do hear the sound for the staff detector. Mark as detected. Update rate. Mark as detected. Mark as detected. Does this play the sound? Let's try to find who is playing this audio. Yeah. Let's open. Sounds. Audio. Voice. Yeah. Stuff. It's not voice, right? Here, Steph discovered sound. It's empty though. Steph discovered sound. This sound plays when I, as a player, discover a stealthed enemy unit. Your majestic choice. Okay, but is this really used? It is. Huh. Okay, so let's put a breakpoint in here. It's not triggered, so it's not that. It is, actually. Update, game logic update. Do feedback, if we need to do feedback. Radar event, Steph discovered. Steph discovered sound. Discovered sound. Discovered sound. Okay, but this is like an UI event, right? Yeah, I hear the sound more often than this is triggered. It's not that. This is something else. Let's look around here a little bit. Doorbell, ambient sound. Here I update. Steph update. There we go. Stealthed. Get sound stealth on. Okay, I think this one is what we're interested in. Disguise. Okay, let's see what triggers here. So we have this guy, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, So we have a hit on status detected. Yeah. Aha. If this is the first time being detected, play stealth off sound. Stealth off. Okay. Okay, so this one is being caught. Yeah, it's strange that these guys are not blinking. And instead they are disappearing. So that's weird, yeah. Stuff updates. This. Why does this happen? Okay, so I suspect it has something to do with the detection expiring. But why? What happens if we move it closer? Nothing changes. Same issue. So the building is detected correctly, but the infantry somehow is not. The infantry is not. Why not? Step on. Okay, that also triggers. So this has triggered, and this also triggered. Change this frame. False. Expired now. Expired now. Detection expires frame is larger than now. Detection expires frame. Mark is detected. Okay, let me see from where this is called. Mark is detected. So we put a breakpoint in here. Let me check if the core stack is always the same. Step detector update. Yep. Okay, it's only called from the step detector update. Okay, that already makes it simpler. Okay, and so let me see, num frame 16. Is there any early out here in this function? Well, there's a continue here. Then iterate objects in range. Update, step detector update. Tests. Contained by, update slave. So we have multiple step detectors here. Let's put a breakpoint here, but I don't think that this will hit. Found someone. Oh boy. Effectively that. Iterate objects in range. For this, for any given step detector, it should always return the same, right? Hard to say. Yeah. Yeah, so to me it looks like there's something up with these infantry guys here that makes them skip some detection. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, an explanation for this would be that somehow this iterator does not always include the same guys. Filters. Filter stealth or stealth garrisons. Filter team, filter kind of. Extra detect. Kind of not. Mbits 116. There's 0. Okay, that's 0. Filter T. Oh boy. Right now, I don't understand why this happens. Something is up with these infantry guys here. It's interesting that it happens with both the Stinger soldiers, but also this rebel here that is walking. Yeah. Very weird. Yeah. I right now I have no clue. I have no clue why this happens. It's not an easy issue. Hundreds of times. By like creating radar events for each detection. Why is this happening? Did someone already do this investigation? I already forgot. Here, let me look at this bug report again. Okay, but this is only for the speed. Oh. Okay. Right now, I have no clue. Probably some stupid issue. And to me, it applies that these guys are not marked as detected. Can detect by garrisons. Okay, I don't think that this matters here. Yeah. Only consider items that are currently stealthed. Stealth garrison. Oh, what is this? Object status stealthed. Contain. Stuff. +2 here. Okay, but I don't think that we hit this here, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's not relevant. It is this guy here. Found someone. Marcus detected. Okay, let me see if when I take out this guy, if the issue is still reproducible. Yeah, we first need to understand why this would happen. But it's probably that we already put a breakpoint earlier and it was the only caller of this, so I expect this one is a code path of interest. Load game. Load. Aha. Okay. It actually looks like that something else will call this. Let's see who else. Who is setting? Marcus detected. Okay, there's something else in play. Let's put a breakpoint here. No. Let's put a breakpoint here. So who's setting it to 1? This guy. Let's put a breakpoint here. Okay, that's being called, and then here. Okay, so this guy is called stealth look visible detected, hidden by stealth force. Let the scene omit the first drawing pass. What? Stealth look visible detected. Stealth look visible. What the hell does that mean? Stealth update. Calc stealth status for player. Can stealth look. Set stealth look. Visible detected. Stealth status. Will fade until it is set to 1 again. What? Evil hack. This is for the non-controlling player that can see me anyway. For the non-controlling player that can see me anyway. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Set stealth look. Okay, so let's say I remove this guy. Yeah. And this. Then what happens? So basically, we try to remove now all the code that could be responsible for doing this flickering to narrow down where this is coming from. Because right now it's really unclear. There are multiple places that interact with stealth units. But how all this shit works, I don't know. It's a mystery. Oh, I didn't mean to load this map. Load. Load. Okay, so it's now gone. Aha. Okay. So there's something that sets these guys hidden by stealth false. Stealth lock visible detected. So it must be this guy hidden by stealth false. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Stealth updates. Updates. Stealth lock. Stealth lock visible detected. So if we were to remove this whole thing, then what happens? Not scare me. Come on. Load game. There we go. Okay, so now we no longer see these guys flickering, but I can still hear the stealth detect sounds. Yeah. So the detection still practically takes place. So the issue is somewhere else, but it's related to this thing here. Okay, that's a lead. Let's put a bookmark here. Set stealth look. Stealth status. Stealth status. Oh boy. Visible detected. Visible detected. So someone sets the status here. Who's setting it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Stealth detector. Nope. Oh, who is setting this? Oh boy. Clear status, set status. There you go. Uh-huh. Right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Set status. Detection expires frame is larger than now. How? Detected status change this frame force. Detection expires frame now. Detector. How? Sound stealth on. Stealth. Okay. Why does it I'm confused. Allowed to stealth. Get sound stealth on. Huh? Allowed to stealth. Set status. Clear status stealthed. If you are de-stealthing, clear. Okay. It's timer 0. So if we aren't stealthed, do so now. Stealthed. Detected. Detected expired. Detection expires frame. Why does this set status detected when the detection has expired? That I don't understand. Shouldn't it be the other way around? That this should clear and this should set the status? Clearing the detected status. Play the stealth on sound. Detection expires frame. I wonder if this should be inverted here, this condition. Detection expires frame smaller than now, then it's detected. How did that happen? Let's make a test here. Let's make this smaller. I'm confused by this. But then why is it not broken for all the guys? Why is it only broken on some? That I also don't understand. If not detected. Yeah. Detection expires frame. Smaller now. Oh well. Okay, well that doesn't look right. Now we can see all the stealth units. Yeah. These are always supposed to be stealthed. Okay, then maybe this is correct. Okay. If not detected. If it's detected, clear. Test. If not, test. Set status. Set status. Object status detected. Okay, how about, what happens if we just remove this shit? What happens then? So, performance. Was ist das? Okay, this looks correct now. Weapon.h. Something is wrong here. Indentation is wrong here. Say, let's be a bit kinder. Indentation is one too many here. Good. Load game. Okay, so he's not de-stealthing again. Whoa, lots of radar events there. Jesus. Oh. Hypnosis radar. Okay, it doesn't look quite right either because we don't see the guys in here. We see this guy now always. Man, why is this so screwed up? Detection expires frame. Object status stealth. Detection expires frame. Could it be? I have some suspicion. Mark is detected. No. Can't be, right? Good. So let's look at it again. Let me put a breakpoint here and here. So stealth delay 16, now plus 16 num frames. So this one will always give us 16, right? Now plus 16. Okay, so seeing that these guys unstealth there, to me, that's some bullshit. So here, detected. If not, status. Let's put a breakpoint here. So this is clearing the detection, clearing detected status. 0. Huh. 0. Detection expires frame 0. Well, that's weird. Why is this frame 0? Okay, that looks suspicious. Well. Huh. Do we know to which object this belongs? I don't know. Can we see? Yeah, this looks suspicious. Why is it 0? Stealth allowed frame. Detection expires frame 0. Pulse phase rates. Skies. Yeah, we can't see what this belongs to, unfortunately. Oh, actually, it does have a pointer to the object. Okay, never mind. Let's see what it is. Combat cycle. Aha. Tunnel network. Rebel. Yeah, we are interested in the rebel. I don't know if it is this one rebel. The frame is 0. Detection expires frame 0. Why? Maybe it's being... Switch. Update. It's not set to 0 anywhere. How does this become 0? Huh? That's weird. Let's put a breakpoint, a data breakpoint on this guy. Breakpoints here. New data breakpoints. Detection. Let's copy this. Oh, we can't. Let's copy it now. There we go. It's never hits. Oh, that's weird. Zero. Man. Demo trap. Okay, so some things have never been detected. Okay, this probably means if it's zero, it probably means it has never been detected. Okay. Let's put a breakpoint in here. How's that possible? It's detected. Huh? Stinger soldier. Okay, so somehow... What? So somehow the guy is set to detect it. So there's something... so maybe there's some other code that sets these guys to detect it. And that is fighting with this. Oh. Maybe. But this one... But this is the only one, isn't it? This is a filter. Test. Set. Test status. Okay, I don't understand how this can be true here. How is this possible? Because this is the only place that sets the status, but it's zero. How is this possible? Yeah. That's weird. Detected status changed. It's locally controlled. Let's put a breakpoint here. Something is weird. Something weird is happening here. This guy is zero, and somehow this flag is set. How is this flag set? I don't understand. Stinger soldier. Okay, the bug is somewhere here, but I don't understand how this happens. How can this flag be set when this guy is zero? Because that means it never set this status. Detected. Okay. Can we somehow Uh, mm, self. Get status bits. M status. How big is this? Bit flags. Bit sets. Bits 45. Can we do size of bit flags 45? Will that work? 8. Okay. So can we do breakpoints? Remove this one. New data breakpoint. Then we say self m status bytes 8. The breakpoint cannot be set. Does not support monitoring the requested number of bytes. Yeah. Then let's do 4 here. And then we do another one where 8C changes. Let me do new data breakpoint. Address 0x1DC9A C8C. There we go. So this covers both. Covers 8 bytes. Good. Call stack. Set status. Clear status. Okay, yeah. So that clears the flag. Okay. Let's remove this breakpoint. Okay. Set status. Okay, so it is set here. Yeah, so this is a stinger soldier, right? Stinger soldier. So he's being set to detected. Frame is larger than this guy. Okay, then let's take this guy. Breakpoint, new data breakpoint. Okay. Okay. Then what do we have next? Clear status. Clear status. And the detection expires frame is 0. Maybe this happens because it has two staff update modules. Maybe. Let's take a look at the data. GC Stealth, Gilay Infantry, Stinger, Soldier. Gilay Infantry, GC Stealth. Let's search for this guy. GC Stealth. Gilay S. Gilay Infantry. Infantry, Stinger, Soldier. Soldier. Original. Original is at H, yeah. Let's take a look at the stealth updates. Stealth detector updates. How often to rescan for stealth things in my site. Stealth detector, okay. Stealth update. There we go. Stealth delay. Stealth update. Does it have more than one? Aha! It has two. It has two stealth updates. Aha. I see. Okay, I suspect that this is the issue. Innate stealth, order, either fun review, stealth delay, stealth forbidden conditions, attacking using ability. Forbidden conditions. Well, maybe it's legal because there are filters here. Forbidden conditions, firing primary. I don't know, maybe they are fighting with each other, these stealth updates. Yeah. Yeah. My suspicion is that the problem is we have two stealth updates and then this logic falls apart. So either we remove the second stealth update or innate stealth. Protection expires frame. Yeah, so I think I suspect that these stealth update modules, they fight against each other. Like one update module, one stealth update module is enabled first, and that sets a flag. Then the next one is being updated, and that doesn't know about this detection expires frame, and so it clears the status again. And this way, it fights against each other. Yeah. So maybe the detection expires frame. Detection expires frame. Get stealth update module date. Mark as detected. duplicate stealth. Stealth. M stealth. So it looks like it was only designed to handle one stealth update module, but now we have multiple ones. Yeah. Cert crash. Aha. Duplicate stealth updates. Okay. The expectation is that we only have one stealth updates. I see. Let me put a breakpoint in here. So if we remove these breakpoints here and we exit the mission and we load it again, then we hit this. Ah, no. Let me put a different breakpoints. Condition. Stuff is not 0. It's not 0. That hits. Yeah. Okay. That's the issue. I think we had a bug report for this. Stealth. Flickering. Oh, he did actually write that as well. Appears to have bugged any file too. Oh, he already found that. There we go. Already fixed in the patch. Okay, so I just investigated something that he had already figured and which is also already fixed. Okay. Great. Cool. Then two stealth updates modules are definitely illegal. Definitely illegal. I can confirm that the updates are fighting each other because only one of them will be marked as detected, while the other will overwrite this detection depending on the order. Can confirm that the updates of the stuff updates are fighting each other because only one of them will be marked as detected, where the other will override this detection depending on the sleepy updates order, which is random. this code is fighting. It's two modules. Stuff modules, stuff updates modules. Okay, then such thing as seen a top left base, not sure if our bug. Then I will mark this as completed because it's already fixed in patch. Right, let me see here, this one probably fixed by Commie. Yeah. Staff general infantry generally behaves inconsistently when staffed. You just removed these duplicate staff updates. Okay, cool. Then this is sorted. Completed. Okay, well, then he had it already figured out. I can confirm his observation, but it's a data bug. There's an assert, so we're good to go. Okay, then we only need to fix the this thing, which we have done here, and this should fix the issue entirely. Yeah. Yeah. Then decouple. Then we go to drawable draw. Drawable draw. Then here, set it to 0. The stuff, the stuff opacity fades is now decoupled from the render update. It's not decoupled. From the logic step. Okay. Good. Then that's all we need to do here, I think. Good. This one is only in 0 hour for now. Then we say here fix stealth fade render updates. I don't know. Good. Then we say let's say decouple. Bug fix. Tweak. From render updates. Start from fade time is not decoupled from the render updates. Okay, then this will be tweak. Tweak. Drawable. Decouple. Stealth opacity, fades time from render updates, time step, decouple stealth opacity fade time step from render updates. I think that works. Okay. Okay, so this change will basically do the same as this one, as far as I'm aware. Fix this issue. So this one. Fixes this. This change decouples the stealth opacity fade time step from the render updates. This way. This way it always fades with the same speed regardless frame rate. I know. and it will close. It will close this one. Close this. Good. We needed to do here to do replicates in generals. I am not a fan of the complexity. I'm not a fan of the added complexity of this change, and have created a simpler change with this. Okay, cool. Yeah, the complexity in this change is just, it's too much. It's too much changes to achieve this desired effect. Like all this here, like if this one is already a deal breaker, is game halted, it should not be here. It makes it more complicated than it needs to be. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then that has been 3 hours 30, way too long for this change. Okay. Yeah. Well, I could have saved time if I had just seen his investigation before, but I did not. I was not aware. I forgot it. I don't know. Good. Yeah. Then yeah, half the fixes on data. Decoupling is in code. That's fine. Good. Then I think that's it. I will take a break here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.